Hey everyone who's joined so far, thank you so much for signing up for our product tutorial on the CosVox Advanced Donation Tiers. I'm going to be getting started and diving into all that you can do with this product update in just a minute. But I would love to hear from you guys first. So anyone who's in the audience, if you want to just chat us in, let us know where you're from, what organization you're with, and if you are a CosVox customer, that would be great to hear from you. Also would love to hear any points that you're particularly interested in learning more about today. So throughout our conversation, any other questions that come up, feel free to chat those in. There's a Q&A panel and the chat box as well. I'll be monitoring both. So I'll try to get to all of your questions, throughout our Q&A session at the end. So this is also going to be recorded, so don't feel like you have to take notes or anything. Of course you can if you want, but I'm going to be sending you the slides and the recording afterward. So let's talk a little bit more about our new donation tiers. So we've recently pushed out a new product update, and so I'm going to be diving into all of the details. Before I do that, just to introduce myself, my name is Candace, and I run education and success here. So I spend my days chatting with organizations, probably a few of you who are present, and helping you grow your online fundraising. So here at CosVox, our goal is to help you raise more with less effort. While a lot of fundraising software is clunky, complex, and contract-bound, CosVox actually tidies up your digital fundraising. So you can run donation pages, crowdfunding, peer-to-peer fundraising in less time without the hassle. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can use CosVox, please feel free to check out cosvox.com. So let's lay a little bit of the groundwork for our conversation today. So when we as a team sat down at the end of last year, we decided to continue to focus on increasing conversion on the donation forms on CosVox. And one of the ways that we've chosen to do that with this release is to increase conversion through donation tiers. We think that this is really important right now because it's never been more important to have a great donation page. So with all of the changes that are rapidly occurring during the pandemic, lots of fundraising is being moved online. You're having to run not just your donation page, but even your probably virtual fundraising events and other existing peer-to-peer and crowdfunding campaigns. So now more than ever, having a really great donation page that's optimized for conversion is especially important. So that really does inform a lot of how we build CosVox to help you get more donors without you having to put in any more effort. So just making that donation form as optimized as possible. So here are some of the statistics that sort of inform this approach. So 75% of young donors are turned off by an out-of-date website. So your donors go to give on your website, your donation form looks outdated, they're way less likely to go in and complete a donation. Similarly, 38% of donors are more likely to give on a responsive website. So if your donation page on your website is super easy to use, they're way more likely to complete their donation. Another fact I found quite interesting is that conversion rates on any form increases 50% when form fields are dropped from 4 to 3. So that means that having less fields on your donation form, less required things for your donors to fill out, the less work that they have to do, the more likely that they are to complete their donation. And we've seen here at CosVox that at least 65% of all fundraising web traffic is mobile and is growing each year. And similarly, 54% of consumers have used a mobile wallet to make a payment. So this really ties into this overall shift, not just to digital, but to mobile first. So we've put in a lot of time and effort to make everything super mobile optimized so your donors can give really easily on any device. So really the problem that we're seeking to solve is to give your donors an experience that is convenient, easy, and fast on the go. You want to meet your donors' fundraising needs. It should be just as easy to give on your website than it is to complete a purchase on any of your favorite stores. So when you buy something on Amazon, that process is really easy, maybe a little too easy. So that's the same idea that you want to take when it comes to your donation page. You don't want to be sending your donors to an outdated form that they're less likely to complete their donation on. So really the stakes are very high when it comes to having a donation page that's really designed for conversion. If you don't, you're going to see less donations coming in. Your donors are going to be less happy with their experience, so it's going to impact their likeliness to donate again. That's something that we've seen, is that a statistic, I'm forgetting the source at the moment, but I can find it later, but 70% of donors were less likely to give again if the donation form wasn't very responsive. So that impacts your donor retention in the long term. So all of this culminates to less return on effort. You're putting a lot into your fundraising strategy, especially now. You're reworking everything for digital. You're trying to figure out how you can target your different audiences, who you can get to take their donations from offline to online. And so you're putting in a lot of effort on your fundraising strategy and investing in this, especially now. You want to make sure that your donation form is doing the job for you in helping actually convert those donors, because you don't want to put in all of this effort and then, because your donation form isn't optimized for conversion, miss out on a lot of donations. So having an outdated or clunky donation form is actually a really big deterrent for many donors. So our solution for this is our CauseVox Smart Donation Forms help you get more donors. So we've specifically done all the work for you. So you don't have to try and create this optimized, conversion optimized donation form all on your own. You can just use CauseVox, and that helps you convert more donors with less effort. So our approach is to take a look at the data and what actually helps donors convert, and incorporate that digital marketing focus into our donation forms. So our donation forms are informed by modern marketing techniques to help you get more donors on your website or on all of your peer-to-peer and crowdfunding campaigns. So this is across the board for all of the things that you can do on CauseVox. So a couple of ways that we do this is that we try and make the donation process super easy in just 2 steps. So like you saw earlier, a lot of donors aren't likely to complete their donation if there's a ton of fields on the form. So we made the process super streamlined and easy with a 2-step process and quick forms. We also have implemented Smart Save. So for any donors coming back that may have not completed their donation and then got distracted, did something else, and then they come back to your donation page on your website or your donation form on one of your crowdfunding or peer-to-peer campaigns, it actually saves all your donors' data so they can pick up their donation where they left off. So if they chose to make a recurring gift for $50, that's going to retain that there for them, and then they can just complete their donation. So our Smart Save options do the work for you. And of course, because of the huge trend towards mobile, we have mobile optimized forms and have optimized our forms to also include mobile payment options like Apple and Google Pay. So If you're on your phone, super easy to make a donation in one click. You don't have to take out that credit card. So here's just kind of a brief overview of what that can kind of look like. So, you know, you have those one-time and monthly recurring giving options. You have your donation form that's mobile optimized. It's embeddable on your website if you'd like to have it either pop up on your page or just be embedded as a form on your landing page as well. And of course, it's that easy two-step process. So here's just a quick look at what this can really look like on mobile. So yesterday I went in and made a donation on my phone, and so choosing Apple Pay as that payment option. Of course, your donors can always choose credit card as well, but it was super, super quick and super easy. So let's talk about your tiers. So the donation tiers are the suggested levels of giving on your donation form. And while we've always had those tiers in place and they've always been designed to help you convert more donors, our new advanced donation tiers have a few additional benefits. So these benefits include helping you raise more online by converting more donors and increasing gift size. So working both of those options to really further optimize your donation page. We've also streamlined it so it's even less time to make a donation and a shorter form if you'd like. So that really streamlines the whole process. And we've included really flexible tier options. So our donation tiers have never been more customizable, and you can really tailor them to meet your needs more than ever before. So let's talk about what two of those updates look like. So we're introducing simple donation tiers to help you drive more donations on your donation page. So here's a quick look at those simple donation tiers. So with simple donation tiers, you don't have to provide a description. So you can have a really compact look to your form. It actually shortens the form quite a bit. This especially increases the user experience on mobile. So as you saw in that video I just played, you could see how short the form was, how easy it was to select that giving option. So these also include very flexible tier options so that you can further tailor your donation page to your needs. So we have a lot of, you may be, if you're a customer, familiar with our descriptive donation tiers, which are really fantastic if you are able to describe your tiers. But if you're not able to, this is the best option because now your form is shorter. You get the benefit of that enhanced user experience, and it's just really easy to choose one of those selected tiers. So all of this culminates to just a faster, more simplified process, not a lot of words on the page, and doesn't create more work for your donor. So this is really due to that insight, so that conversion increases when form fields decrease. So less things on the page to have to take in, less words, less choices that they have to make, the better. And donors are 38% more likely to give on responsive websites. So something that your donors are looking for is something that's a really simple donation process, and simple donation tiers help you accomplish that. The benefits of this is that when you use simple donation tiers, you get a faster, shorter form for just a simpler experience, especially on mobile, and you can expect about 65% of all of your traffic to be on mobile. And then your organization, on your end, you see the flexibility of having donation tiers that are more tailored to fit your specific needs and wants, especially when you can't describe what $25 helps accomplish at your organization. So just removing that option gives you more of the power and flexibility in tailoring your forms to your needs. And of course, you get increased conversion rates so that you can get more donations. So something that I thought was really interesting when you're thinking about setting up your donation tiers is that the average one-time gift size on CauseVox is $109.09. So that's what we've seen across the board this whole year so far. So when you're thinking about your donation tiers, that's something to keep in mind. So for you, when you're setting up your one-time tiers, there's a few best practices that help you make the most of our donation tiers so that you can drive more donations. So the first suggestion is to really keep your tiers short. So whether you're using the simple tiers or the descriptive tiers, I would probably limit it to 6 options or less. The less choices a donor has to make, the better. So that it's easiest for your donors to basically make a decision about how much they want to give or opt to give another amount. So you don't want your donors scrolling through a list of 10 different donation options. It's just a little bit too much, and it's not super visually appealing, especially on mobile. That can kind of hinder the donation experience if there's a lot of scrolling. So I would keep it to like 5, 6 tiers. You'll see even the example I used was 4, which I think looks really clean as well. So I would keep it pretty short when it comes to your donation tiers for increased conversion rates. Second is to take a look at the average gift size. So, you know, our average gift size is a little over $100. So I would definitely have a tier around $100. But, you know, cross-reference that with your own average gift size at your organization. So this is really important to export maybe all your data for the last year and look at what average and median gift sizes you have. If there's a particular dollar amount that you see coming in often, I would make a mental note of that and have that be close to one of your tiers. One of the things that I think is a really great option to help you drive up up gift size is to look at those average and median gift sizes and then just increase them on your donation form by a little bit, like $5. And if you're increasing $5 on each gift that comes in, that adds up to quite a bit over time. So I would use your average and median gift sizes to inform your donation tiers when you are setting them up to help you drive higher gifts. All right, and so if you have the ability to, so when you're thinking about your donation tiers, you're going to be setting this up for not just your regular donation page on your website, but also across all of your campaigns that you run. And you may spin up donation pages that are specific for either sponsorships or board members or a customized ask that you're sending out in a particular email. So I would say don't feel like you're locked into the donation tiers that you set up on your website. I would actually increase your use of donation pages, spin up more. There's actually a clone feature that helps you clone donation pages and then update those donation tiers so that it's really targeted for a specific ask. One of my favorite things that I've seen some of our users do is have a specific email ask that's different than, you know, their general ask on their website, and have tiers really tailored towards that. And when possible, I do think it's really great to use descriptive tiers to quantify impact if you're able to do that. So if you're not able to quantify impact and you just want to have those dollar amounts up there, it makes the form shorter. It's really simple. But if you're doing a specific ask that helps you raise funds towards a specific goal that you're looking to create, I would still try and quantify impact to the best of your ability. So, for example, or from what we've seen from the Charities Aid Foundation is 68% of donors agree that knowing how their donation makes an impact is important to their gift. So this is an example from Skid Row Housing Trust. They're running a campaign at the moment to raise funds for all of their needs for their residents throughout the pandemic. So $75 provides 75 thermometers to residents. You'll see $150 supplies about 150 residents with antibacterial soap, etc. I think for this kind of very targeted, specific campaign, having these donation tiers does really elevate the experience for the donor and helps them understand and make a donation based on the impact that they want to create, less so than the dollar amount. So that is something that is, of course, available for you to use at any time that you want to. All right, so we also have our recurring donation tiers. So this is brand new. Now you are able to have different one-time and monthly recurring giving tiers. So each tier can be specific for monthly recurring gifts to help you increase conversion and recurring gift size. So this allows you to set up the ideal gift amounts for recurring donors. Recurring donors, of course, will tend to give a little bit less each month as opposed to giving a larger one-time gift. So for you, you're able to now set up the perfect gift sizes to help you convert more recurring donors and increase your recurring donor gift sizes over time. So this is also a great opportunity for you to take a look at what those average recurring gift sizes are for you and then increase that just a little bit to help you drive up recurring gift sizes and raise more throughout the whole year. And really all of this allows you to have a really customized and elevated giving experience for your recurring donors. So why we focus on this is that recurring donors give 42% more annually than one-time donors. And recurring donors have a 90% retention rate as opposed to 46% for one-time donors. And we saw that last year recurring giving grew 18%, and it's increasing this year so far. So this is really important because this shows you the overall trend in our space is towards recurring giving. And that's really good news for you because you're more likely to raise more throughout the whole year and you're likely to keep those donors for the long term. So focusing on optimizing your recurring giving is really, really important because this is what's going to help you drive sustainable gifts year round at your organization. So we saw that the average recurring gift size on CauseVox is $50.70. You'll see this is just a little bit less than half of the average one-time gift size on CauseVox. So this is a good thing to keep a mental note of and in mind. So, you'll probably want to incorporate a $50 recurring gift tier into your plan. So with optimizing recurring giving tiers, you have a few benefits. So your donors are going to have the best giving experience. So it makes it really easy for them to choose the right gift amount for their recurring gift. And your organization increases conversion, can increase gift size, and drive up retention rates. So many benefits that your organization gets from recurring giving tiers. So when you're thinking about setting up your recurring giving tiers, you want to take a look at the average and median gift sizes for your recurring donors right now and tailor those tiers around that. Also thinking about how to increase those recurring gifts slightly over time. When you want to set up your recurring giving tiers, you do want to think about having a lower amount than one-time gifts. This is really appealing for donors as well. They're in their minds saving a little bit when they switch from one-time to recurring. So let's say your first one-time tier is $30, but you make your first recurring giving tier $10. So someone that was initially looking at making a one-time gift is now saying, oh, I can do $10. That doesn't sound like very much right now. So they're more likely to choose that recurring giving tier. And then over the course of the year, you're actually raising 4 times more from that donor. Not to mention, you're able to kind of nurture and keep that donor for longer. So we kind of talked about that $50 recurring tier option. I think that's really good to just incorporate when you are setting up your recurring giving tiers. And I would, if I were you, consider defaulting recurring donations as the first option on your donation form. That's been proven to help you increase the number of recurring donors that you get through your donation form. I know it's some people, I chat with a lot of organizations every day and we talk about this, and some organizations are hesitant. They feel like, oh, I don't know about that change. I don't know how our audience is going to respond to that. I think that having those lower recurring giving tiers is a great way to start and make that more approachable for your donors. And I think that it's a great experiment for you. So even if you're not sure if that is going to be the right fit for your organization, I would test it out for a couple weeks. Just switch over to recurring as a default and just see what happens. And then I would compare that to what you expect to raise now year long over what you in comparison would have raised in one-time gifts. So I think you'll see that that's going to increase your donations over time significantly. And it's a really good test that I would recommend running. And then when you're talking about recurring giving, of course, there are going to be certain segments of your audience that are more likely to make a recurring gift. So I would potentially even set up a recurring specific campaign and target repeat donors, donors that give either once a year or a donor who has given twice in the last few months. And those are ideal people to try and get to be recurring donors. So then having those approachable tiers in place is going to make them more likely to convert and actually become recurring donors. Again, I think if you have the ability to use the descriptive tiers to make it work for your organization and quantify impact so that your donor knows how exactly their donation is making an impact every month, I think that's great. I also think that there's a lot of other ways that you can communicate impact, whether that be in like a monthly giving newsletter or something more along those lines, so that they can see every month how their gift is really being used, and it will make them more likely to stay in the long term. I also just want to note this because I find that some of our users don't know. So CauseVox actually has some automation running in the background to help you keep your recurring donors for the long term as well. So if a donor's payment fails 1 month, we'll go ahead and send out automatically a rescue email to help you retain that donor. It gives them an easy to use link that they can just update their credit card on file with. And that is also a resource for you. So if any donors do lapse later on, they ignore emails or something like that, you can also resend that email to them in an effort to gain them back. So we really like to help you retain those hard-earned recurring donors. So we talked a lot about the recurring tiers and the simple tiers. And we do have some new options coming up soon that I'm really excited about, but I would like to just open it up now for any questions on the simple tiers, recurring tiers, or just, if you have more questions about best practices for creating your donation tiers. So something that's coming up really soon is pre-selected donation tier options. So this will allow you to select a certain dollar amount on your donation form or campaign and have that defaulted. So that is a really great marketing tool as well that we're really excited to release in the near future. So we'll keep you updated on that. And we're also introducing messaging. So messaging is actually in beta right now. You're able to send an email to all of your donors or fundraisers one-on-one right from within CauseVox. And that's actually something we're expanding upon as well. So we're going to be introducing group messaging, so you can message all your donors and fundraisers or segments of your donors and fundraisers, so you can increase communication and keep your donors, keep nurturing your donors for the long term. So those are two things that you can look out for, and we'll be sending out communications on those as those are released. So CauseVox, our whole goal here is to help you raise more with less effort. So if you want to get your donation page, crowdfunding, or peer-to-peer fundraising campaign up and running on CauseVox, we'd be happy to help with that. I would encourage you to just reach out to me at Candice@causevox.com or support@causevox.com, and we would love to chat with you about what this could look like at your organization. Something you can do right now is you can fundraise for free on CauseVox. So we have our basic plan. It allows you to use the embeddable donation pages on your website. So you can have one of these marketing focused, conversion optimized forms on your website for completely free. There's no monthly fee, no transaction fees. It's just a tool to help you start getting more donations right on your website. So I would encourage you to look into that. Also on the basic plan, you do get peer-to-peer fundraising if that's something that you are interested in as well. So yeah, take a look at CauseVox if you're interested in learning more about how to increase conversion with our donation pages on your website. And feel free to reach out to me as well if you want to chat. Happy to set up a 15-minute consultation with you to talk about your donation page and your donation tiers. So you can just send me an email at support@causevox.com. So for the next few minutes, I want to spend some time going over your questions. So I have a question from an anonymous attendee asking the maximum number of tiers per donation page. So that's a great question. We actually don't have a maximum. So you can put in as many donations tiers as you want, but for the best process and for optimized conversion, I would say keep it to about 6 tiers or less. I think anything more than that gets a little too much to look at. And it makes it a little bit harder for a donor to make a decision on an amount. So yeah, I would say keep it to 6 tiers or less, but if you have more, of course, that functionality is there that you can input more. Oh, also a great question from an anonymous attendee. Can you set up a donation page without recurring gift options? Yes. So you actually can customize the form whichever way you'd like. So the great thing that we do here at CauseVox is give you a lot of flexibility. So you can make the donation page basically perform any way you want it to. So you can have just a one-time recurring, a one-time donation page, or you can have just a recurring donation page, or a mix of the in between, where maybe you default recurring options or default one-time options, but still have that on the form itself. So yeah, thank you so much for sending that in. That's a great question. Okay, and then Stephanie wrote in, how do you set up recurring tiers on a page that is using tiers for one-time donations? So as far as setting that up, That's in your settings. So if you are in your CauseVox dashboard, you go to your campaign, go up to your settings, and then choose the donation form section. You'll see all of the recurring options there. So you have 3 options. So it's one, enable recurring donations. So that would default one-time donations, but give people the option to switch to a recurring gift. The second one is to default recurring donations. And then the third one is to make it recurring only. So you'll see that in your donation form settings. If you have any trouble, just shoot me an email and I'd be happy to help you set that up. All right. So I don't see any more questions coming in. So I think I'm going to wrap it up, but in the next few minutes, feel free to send any more in if you're interested in learning more, and I'd be happy to tackle those questions. So I really appreciate you taking the time out to explore the advanced donation tiers and how you can really use that to increase donations on your website and on your campaigns as well. So we're excited to keep putting out new updates and helping you increase donations with less effort. Again, would love to set up a 15-minute consultation with anyone that's interested that's not a customer to chat a little bit more about your specific donation page needs and chat about your tiers and all of that, and help you envision how CauseVox can really help you streamline donations. I should also mention everything is really streamlined on the reporting side. So we do send out automatic donation receipts for you. We compile all your data in easy to pull reports. We even integrate with a lot of CRMs and donor management systems. So we help you save time on the reporting side as well. All in an effort to help you raise more with less effort. So thank you everyone for taking the time out, and look forward to chatting with you more and continuing the conversation. So have a great rest of your day. Hope to talk to you soon. Elaine just sent in a quick question that I want to answer. Are the reports and data included in the free version? That's a great question. So we collect all of your data on the free version. You can, of course, set up that donation receipt that's up to tax deductible standards. So that's included on the free version. So all the donation data is collected for you. You can view it all within CauseVox, but unfortunately you can't download those reports, but we do expose all of the information that you could ever need on the basic plan. All right, thanks Elaine for the great question, and have a great day everyone. Take care.